Many years had passed since the fall of Uther Pendragon, and the throne of Brittany remained vacant. Just after Christmas, all the nobles of the region were summoned by the Archbishop of London to praise God. But most were more interested in the tournaments and the disputes between knights, the festivities after the religious events. The best knights from the island of Brittany attended the tournament. Among them were Sir Ector, his son Sir Kay, and his young adopted son Arthur, his brother's squire. The knights with the best performance in the games could try to remove the Brittany sword, which was still attached to the rock. If anyone succeeded, that person would be considered the new king of Brittany. This video is brought to you by Magellan TV. With one of the most diverse catalogs on the internet, Magellan TV is the right streaming platform for you as a history buff. The Magellan TV catalog has over 3,000 documentaries from many different genres, such as history, science and technology, travel and adventure, true crime, art and culture, and much more. You will find numerous documentaries about wars, biographies, ancient and modern history, archaeology, and other topics. Dozens of hours of new content are added weekly, and you will never run out of new content to watch. For those who like documentaries about great characters of literature, I recommend watching We Are Legends. In this miniseries, you will find out how Dracula, Tarzan, and Sherlock Holmes went from book characters to true icons of pop culture. The Magellan TV app is very easy to use and works on any device. You can even cast from your phone to your TV. So check it out now and benefit a special holiday offer. Buy one, get one free gift card for an annual membership by clicking on the link in the description. Sir Kay was making his debut as a knight in a relevant tournament. As a result, he felt quite nervous. The novice knights fought each other in sword dueling tournaments, which were less prestigious than jousting. But in these contests, they amassed prestige to one day gain access to the First League. During the tournament, the blade of Sir Kay's sword broke. "Arthur, run to our tent and get me my spare sword before I am disqualified." The young squire ran at full speed to the camp, and on the way found the sword of Brittany carved into stone. He did not know the history of the sword and went on his way. Inside the tent, Arthur searched for the spare sword, but he only found the sheath already swordless. He had forgotten the sword at home. But the boy remembered the sword he had found on the way. He ran to the sword, not realizing that he was being watched. Not knowing that this was his father's sword and that it was stuck in the rock, Arthur tried to pull it out. He pulled the sword out of the rock with ease and was amazed at the quality of the weapon. But he had no time to waste and ran to the tournament. Arthur handed the sword to his brother. "Finally! I didn't think you would be back." Sir Kay was amazed when he saw the royal seal on the blade of the sword. "You must return to the arena now, or you will be disqualified." "Look, he has the sword of Brittany." Sir Kay was surrounded by curious onlookers who couldn't believe their eyes. "How did you get this sword?" "I took it from the stone, and therefore I am the new king of Brittany." It was then that Sir Ector appeared, together with the Archbishop of London. "Do you swear in the name of God that it was you who removed the sword from the stone?" Sir Kay was embarrassed and could not lie in front of his father and the Archbishop. "I did not tell the truth. It was Arthur who removed the sword." Most of the knights could not believe that the boy could have pulled that off, and asked him to prove what he had done. Arthur put the sword back in the rock. A huge knight pushed the boy and tried to remove the sword from the rock. He exerted enormous force, but could not move the sword. A line of knights formed, and they all tried to remove the sword, but without success. "Let the boy try again." The knights were surprised by the arrival of the famous Celtic wizard. "What is the son of the devil doing here?" "Ah, if I earned a coin every time I heard that, I'd be the richest man in Brittany." The people started shouting for them to let the boy try to remove the sword. With no alternative, they let the boy try again. Arthur removed the sword from the stone with ease, to the amazement of everyone present. Just because he took the sword out, that doesn't mean he has a right to the throne.
His right does not come from the fact that he drew an old sword from a stone. His right is in his blood. He is the firstborn son of Uther Pendragon.
What nonsense! Your words have no value here. But mine do. Although I don't like this crazy old man, what he says is true. I was there when Merlin delivered the king's son to Sir Ector. Sir Ulfius was considered one of the most respectable knights in those lands, and everyone knew him for being the right-hand man of the posthumous King Uther. Sir Ector approached Arthur, with some incredulity in his gaze. When Merlin put you in my arms, I immediately called you my son. It is with great honor that I now call you my king. The knights, clergy, and commoners knelt before the young king, who had not yet realized what was happening. On the day of Pentecost, Arthur was crowned King of Brittany by the Archbishop of London. The young king was cheered by the nobles who shouted, "Long live the king!" Arthur appointed Sir Ulfius as his right hand, and Merlin was ever present as his advisor. And so began the reign of King Arthur.